Hello, everyone. This is your host, Susan Rosen. And today, as usual, I have another very interesting guest. And he's here to talk about a subject that I think we're all interested in and can't get enough information about, particularly information that we can actually use and put into action. And so his name is Chad Tackett. And I am going to hand it over to him. The only thing I want to read is one little blurb that I got sent, which was Chad is on a mission to show people how to permanently lose weight without giving up their favorite foods, starving themselves, or suffering through long, boring workouts. So that sounds like a plan to me. But I'm
Right.
gonna let him take it from there and tell us a little bit more about himself and how he ended up doing this.
Yeah. Thanks, Susan. I appreciate this opportunity. Yeah. So my name is Chad. I have a degree in exercise science, health and nutrition. I got that from Oregon State University back in '94. Right after graduating, I started my own personal training business, working with clients, showing them the right way to lose weight. And one of my clients that I started working with told me about this thing called the internet that I had never ever heard about. Most people hadn't heard about, right? Because this was back in 1994. But I was so fascinated with how, I just kept dreaming up ways like, how could I take what I was teaching people in my own personal practice there at the gym to something that I could teach people around the world, like 24 hours a day and reach people throughout the world. So I spent a whole year like developing or dreaming up this way, this online website that offered support and guidance and accountability and the right information, recipes and meal plans and stuff. And I launched it in '95 and got my first customer or client about a month later and have just been on a pretty fun roller coaster for about 28 years. So that's what I've been doing. I was fortunate enough to launch the first online weight loss program in the world and just really learn from it and have the fortune and the good opportunity to work with a lot of people and show them the right way to lose weight, not just give good information, but the support and the guidance and the accountability, which I think really makes all the difference in the world. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. It's been a lot of fun.
That's great. That's great. Yeah,
Yeah.
you really did get into it early
Yeah.
on, early
Yeah.
days, as they say.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Wow. So just out of curiosity, um, what big changes have you seen in nutrition, in how people have been approaching this whole subject,
Yeah. Well, I guess when I
and how
first
you've
started,
changed?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
when I first started, like, fat was the big thing to avoid. Like you got to avoid fat. And then, as it's kind of over the decades, it's kind of gone to now carbs are the thing to try to avoid. When I believe it's really, they both have a place in nutrition. There's just good types of fat and bad types of fat that you want to limit. And then there's good
Mhm.
types of carbs and bad types of carbs that you want to limit. So,
Okay. Okay.
so yeah, I think over the years and over the decades, there's all different types of, new different fads and stuff where you try to limit or avoid this, but it really just comes down to combining the right foods, the right times, and the right amounts, which is what I really try to show people to do.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and I'll just add on to that that it that are for them, right? Because everybody's body reacts a little differently. Some people
Yeah.
can deal with more fat, some people
Yeah.
can't. Some, you know, um, so a lot of it's just learning about your own body.
Yeah, that's 100% correct. Like someone who's diabetic or has blood sugar issues should obviously have a different amount of carbs, different types of carbs, and so you're exactly right. It shouldn't be a cookie cutter thing. It should be very tailored to you and in your unique situation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. I and having been one of the early adopters of the Weight Watchers program,
Mm.
I mean, like really early adopters at the beginning before they had a whole line of food and all this
Yeah,
other
yeah.
stuff, right? Um, my experience of that was that it was way more food than I needed, and I
Hmm.
didn't end up losing any weight
Yeah,
because I was
right.
following what they said, but it was it wasn't it was more than I should have been eating.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
so
I think that's a really important skill to learn. Like we have a variety of different ways of like showing clients how much to dish up on your plate, like the right type of carbs, protein, healthy fat on your
Uh-huh.
plate. But I think
Uh-huh.
ultimately you should be listening to your body as your guide of when to eat and how much, because your body knows far better than any estimated calculation or
Mhm.
a calculator or whatever. If you're eating slowly and mindfully and push away from the table when you're comfortably full and satisfied, like, and you're combining the right things together, that's when the magic happens. That's when it really works. So, we're all taught as kids to finish everything on our plate. But as you learn the skill to eat slowly and mindfully, and again, stop eating when comfortably full,
Mhm.
I think people will be surprised at how much progress they can make just with that one skill alone.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I think that's also the reason why, excuse me, it it can, if people can do it, it's so much more helpful to be doing something that's one-on-one rather than in some huge program that
Yeah.
can't be tailored for your own issues,
Yeah.
and then people get frustrated.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's why our clients have had such high success. Is we have this proven system that really refined and perfected over the last almost 30 years. But then
Uh-huh.
we don't just give you this generic program. We really tailor it specifically to you and your unique situation, your personal preferences, your budget, your lifestyle, any health
Wow.
challenges you have. And then
Uh-huh.
once it's tailored to you, then offer the support and the guidance and accountability. Because even when you have the right system and it's also tailored perfectly to you, there's still going to be times when you go to a kid's birthday party and there's cake and ice cream, or you don't feel like exercising, whatever. You still might need support, or you have
Mhm.
thoughts of self doubt and worry and fear that like we all do. So when you have someone that's supporting you and offering the guidance and holding you accountable to the results you say you really want, that's why people are getting really good results.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, and that's so important because all of our lives change
No.
all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And if you're not on a program that can change with you,
Yeah.
then you're gonna stop.
Yep.
You're gonna
That's
quit.
yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, I think that's the key, is making sure that it's not some miserable diet that you're trying to stick with, but rather a lifestyle that you really enjoy, like striking that balance between following a proven system that
Mhm.
works, but also in a way that you can actually enjoy it, that you look forward to. So you can go out to enjoy dinner with family and friends, or go out with your spouse for
Uh-huh.
anniversary. And again, strike that balance between following the system, but also really enjoying yourself. So after, you don't feel either guilty about what you ate, or feeling deprived because you couldn't eat it, so
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. No, exactly. Exactly. So out of curiosity, again, I just love being curious about these kinds of things. Out Do you have a lot of people who maybe one spouse or somebody in the family joins, and then next thing you know, the spouse is joined, or other people in the family or whatever, because they see the results that the
Yeah. Yeah,
person's
typically
having?
it's not so much that their spouses or other family members join, but they get
Uh-huh.
inspired by what the other person is doing
Uh-huh.
and just kind of follows along. Like, I hear this all the time, especially men who have had, their wives trying various different diets and the Weight Watchers and all these different things, and struggle with it. And
Yeah.
when they hear that, their wife trying something again, kind of rolling their eyes or whatever. But when they actually see their wife doing it and enjoying it, and striking that balance, so they're getting
Uh-huh.
great results, but also enjoying their favorite foods strategically,
Uh-huh.
um, then I think they get pretty inspired, and just start to follow along. And then
Mhm.
it, that lifestyle kind of, I guess, bleeds off on them, and they
Yeah.
start to get good results as well. So yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So do you have many clients who are, over 50, over 60, whatever,
Yeah, actually,
Yeah.
most of my clients are over 50. The
Oh,
average age is
interesting.
yeah, the
Uh-huh.
average age is 60, 62, right around
Ah,
that age. Yeah.
okay.
So yeah, I think most people think that my clients are in their 30s and 40s. Yeah, but for whatever for whatever reason, I tend to
Yeah.
attract between 50 and 75, really.
Yeah. Well, that's okay, because that's a
Yeah.
much larger group
Yeah,
than the
yeah.
30-year-olds.
Yeah.
You've got a much bigger market
Yep.
to get, and they're the ones at this point that need that help, because having been through it myself, a lot of the time, what used to be fine, what used to work, doesn't work anymore because the
Yeah.
body isn't working that way.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Especially women, going through menopause or in just going through that change, their body's changing so
you got
much.
it.
So yeah, what worked in their 30s and 40s,
Yeah.
it isn't working so much anymore. So we got to move with that change.
Oh, exactly.
Mhm.
Exactly. And men as well. I think it's
Yeah.
been what's the right word? Not made as important
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
what men go through
Yeah.
when they start hitting 60. They start a little bit older, I think.
Yeah.
Um, but they go through a lot of the same kinds of
Absolutely.
things.
Yep.
And how do I say this nicely? Um, they have less of an openness to admitting
Yeah.
that
Right.
that's going on.
Yep. Yeah, you're exactly right. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and they need it. Women are much more used to being sold to
Yeah.
and told that they're, oh yeah, your whole life's going to change when you hit menopause.
Yeah. Yeah.
So get ready for it, right?
Right.
And men have no idea.
Yeah. No idea. And if they do have an idea, they don't want to admit it. So yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and they don't know who to talk to
That's right. Yeah.
because they certainly won't talk to their friends about
Right.
it.
Yeah, that's right.
Although hopefully it is changing with the way life is these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, yeah. So that must be a so tell me what the breakdown is out of curiosity. Again, I gotta start saying that.
Of my clients, male to female.
Yeah, male to female.
Yeah, I would say it's, gosh, almost, it's definitely above 75%, almost 80% women.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Point made. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's right. Yeah, exactly right.
Oh, funny. So predictable.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, I won't go down that path.
Right.
Um, so tell me a little bit about how you work with it. Tell me what your organization is like, and do you mostly do stuff online, or how does it work?
Yeah, yeah, it's all online. So once someone is enrolled into the program, I first have them fill out a client intake form so I can learn everything about them, such as all their favorite foods, any hormonal symptoms they have, or what their age, their how much activity level they have, how much time they have, their budget, their resources, their lifestyle. Really, just find everything about them, from any health challenges, whether that's physical or food allergies, just everything about them, and then start developing a plan for them that's really setting them up for success. So again, we have this proven system that works, but it has to be tailored to them and all that information that I get. Then we jump on a Zoom call and I go over the plan that I created for them, and it's an entire document that they can actually go through each day and revise and plan. And then I'll go in and we just take it one day at a time. I'll offer feedback, suggestions on their plan. One of the sections is what obstacles might stray me from the plan today, because as long as they follow the proven system, they're going to get great results. So now let's just identify anything that might stray you from the plan, such as a really busy work day, or a kid's birthday party, or your anniversary with your spouse, where there might be tempting foods or stuff like that. So once we identify that, let's say they have, Friday night's the anniversary, they're going out to dinner. So I might then say, okay, let's jump on a Zoom call. Give me the web address of the place that you're going out to eat, and let's go through the menu. What would you normally
Uh-huh,
really enjoy at the restaurant? And
uh-huh.
they'll, give me a variety of different things. And then I'll just show them simple modifications that we can make to those exact meals so that you can, really enjoy your meal with your spouse and celebrate this special moment, but also enjoy yourself. So you're not feeling like you're on this miserable diet eating just salad and water, but also not mad at yourself after because you went off the rails
Yeah,
and you
there you
cheated
go.
on your diet.
Yeah.
So yes, we take the proven system, we tailor it specifically to them, and then we're just taking it one day at a time together and identifying any obstacles, or if they're having, a moment of weakness or feeling frustrated or discouraged or whatever, we'll hop on
Uh-huh.
Zoom calls and just work through it. It's a lot of mindset as well. So it's
Uh-huh.
really just showing them how to combine the right foods at the right times and the right amounts, how to
Mm.
fit getting more active in their day. We also have workout videos that they can just press play and follow along,
Ah,
in the
oh, that's
convenience
good.
of their own home. So in as simple as, or as little as just 15 minutes, they can just follow along to the videos. And each of the videos, I have someone next to me showing you how to make it easier if it's too challenging,
Ah.
and another one next to me making it a lot more challenging if it's too easy.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's really tailored to you. So that's really what we try to do, is just take this proven system that I feel like I've really perfected over the last 3 decades and just really
Uh-huh.
try to set you up for success, and really map everything out 1 week at a time, and then just taking it day by day, offering all the support, guidance, and accountability that they need. And they have access to me via email, phone, and text message. So if they're out at a
Ah,
grocery store and they don't know, they know they want to get Greek yogurt because they put that on the grocery list. That's what we decided, but they're not sure what brand, because, there's a
uh-huh.
big difference between all the artificial
Oh, yeah.
sweeteners and the sugars and stuff like that. They could take
Yeah.
a photo of it, text it to me, and I'm
Oh,
there for
wow.
them to give them
Uh-huh.
feedback right away. So yeah, it's just having like a nutritionist, trainer, and just kind of weight loss coach supporter in their pocket with them at all times, 100% committed to their success. And when they're committed and I'm committed and we're both working together as a team, it's
Mhm.
really, really rewarding and a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. So do
Yeah.
you have other people like you that work with you
Yeah.
just to support?
Yeah. So I have a variety of other different coaches. We also have
Uh-huh.
group Zoom coaches that we all get on
Ah,
and share our
okay.
wins for the week, and
Uh-huh.
um, list it, answer any questions, but also
Uh-huh.
identify any obstacles or challenges that are upcoming. And so everyone gets to benefit from the different questions and challenges, and then just cheer each other on. So yeah, I have other coaches that help me with those. And then also that sometimes I have clients that want to work with just a woman, for example. And so they'll work
Uh-huh.
with one of my women coaches, but can still show
Okay.
up to the group coaching
Uh-huh.
calls and get my support as well.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, so I have a team of coaches, and just yeah, we're just trying to really offer the support, guidance, and accountability with this proven system, and really help change lives.
Yeah, it sounds like it. It sounds like it. So
Yeah.
have um have you I don't I'm not gonna say it. Did you have a lot more people join after COVID hit?
um Is I don't know that things changed all that much,
Uh-huh.
because for in one respect, people were worried about their jobs and, their
Yes,
finances. There's a
that's
lot of
true.
uncertainty there. And in another respect, people found that they had a lot more time.
Yeah,
And
right.
so they could make, working out a priority. So I feel like it
Ah,
would, in some cases for some people, it went up, and for others it went down, and overall
uh-huh.
it just kind of was about the same. So
Interesting.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah, funny, funny how that happens, huh?
yeah.
And so tell me about you said you have all these exercise videos and all of that kind of stuff. Um, are the exercise Are they things like with weights and stuff like that? Is that included, or and then they do that at home or go to a gym, or how does that?
Yeah, most just I think for most people it's both about the convenience and the privacy. A lot of people are pretty intimidated by the gym and the time that it takes to commute there and the busyness. So we just try to keep it really simple, and just
Mm.
most of our clients just do it in the privacy and convenience of their own home, or even their
Uh-huh.
office or a hotel room if they travel a lot. And some even do it
Uh-huh.
in a park. But yeah, they're just pressing play, following along on either their phone or their laptop or a tablet, and just following along doing the movements. But to answer your
Uh-huh.
question, it's typically resistance bands or dumbbells. So
Okay.
one of the people next to me that's demonstrating the exercise is doing it with resistance bands, and another
Uh-huh.
person next to me is doing it with dumbbells. Same movement,
Oh,
but just different
okay.
resistance. So whatever
Uh-huh.
you prefer. And sometimes, people like to have both dumbbells and resistance just to keep it add more variety. So some workouts might be dumbbells, some workouts might be resistance, but the movements are the same. And we
Mm.
make sure that every single workout is a little bit different than the previous, so that you're A, not getting bored, and B, don't get stuck in a plateau. So yeah. And even those people that either can't fit exercise into their routine or just don't like to exercise,
Mhm.
if they're following the nutrition plan
Mhm.
and just getting out and getting more active, so instead
Yeah.
of going to happy hour, they're going and playing tennis, or instead of going to a movie, they're going on a hike, or, just get out and having
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, my clients have gotten amazing results, even those that don't actually follow a structured exercise routine, but are just
Uh-huh.
out walking the dog or biking or paddleboarding,
Uh-huh.
stuff
Oh,
like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because, um, my husband, for instance, um, he he just to get more steps in, right? When we go someplace, he parks as far away from where we're going
Mhm.
as we possibly can.
That's awesome. Yeah.
And we walk there and we walk back. And it's not, I mean, we both go to the gym and so it's not like we don't get any exercise. We go for a regular walk where we live every morning.
Yeah.
Um, but it's just, he's just in this habit. And I'm always like, do we have to? Okay.
Yeah, I think that's awesome, and that's one of the things that we encourage our clients to put on their
Uh-huh.
document, or like, what are some ways that you can just get more active throughout the day? Simple things like taking
Yeah.
the stairs instead of the elevator,
Yeah. That
or
too.
parking the
Yeah,
furthest
we do that too. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, parking the furthest parking spot away at the grocery store, or,
Uh-huh.
half mile away from work, so that you're just staying active throughout the day. Washing
Yeah.
the car instead of, watching a movie. Just the more active you get, the more you stimulate your
Yeah.
hormones, the more your metabolism stays revved up, and then all the calories add up too. So, yeah, just simple things like just getting active, even if you don't wanna do a structured exercise routine, or if you don't
Yeah.
have time, you can still fit in just being a little bit more active,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah. No, it really is amazing, and having phones and stuff like that now
Yeah.
where it can tell you as long as you're carrying it with you, mind you.
Yeah.
If you're not, it doesn't do any good.
Right, right.
But yeah, I am amazed just, with doing that because I just stick it in my pocket
Yeah.
and I can look at it and say, "Oh, you walked more yesterday." Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's a great accountability and encouragement
Yeah.
to try to get your
Yeah.
steps done.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, exactly. Well, and finding a buddy to do it with.
Yeah,
I mean, I have my husband, but
yeah,
there's sometimes it's just you have a friend. It's a great time to visit. It's a great time to spend time with somebody that you don't normally get to see.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. My wife and I just started playing pickleball.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yeah, which we
That's
when
addicting, I
it
understand.
is, it is. So we got in this habit when we were in Hawaii of, listen, there's so much live music and stuff, and there's always
Yeah,
Mai Tais and stuff. So we got,
yeah.
for a couple of weeks, we're in a habit of having drinks and listening to music, and it was a lot of fun. When we got done with that vacation, we're like, okay, we gotta find a better way to spend our evenings together and still enjoy it rather than,
Uh-huh.
that. So what we've been doing is going to the pickleball courts and just playing in the evenings, and we've been having so much fun. And,
Uh-huh.
just another example of a way you can just get active with the people you really care about and have a really good time.
Yeah. 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 And the question that always seems to come up when something like that gets really popular is, okay, so how much exercise do you actually get?
Yeah.
You know, and it sounds like you can actually get quite a bit of exercise.
Yeah, you can. Absolutely. Yeah, we played for about 45 minutes last night. Our heart rate were up, most of the time we were sweaty, and we had just a
Uh-huh.
blast. It didn't feel like exercise because we were having such a good time. And I think that's the key is when you're following a nutrition plan that feels like a diet that feels so restrictive, that's when it
Mhm.
gets really challenging. Or if you follow an exercise program that you're dreading, that's what makes it
Mhm.
really difficult. But if you're doing things active that you really enjoy and eating
Yeah.
foods that you really enjoy, then
Yeah.
it's just a new way of life. It's not like this
Yeah.
miserable diet.
Yeah. 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 Exactly. Yeah, I know just personally many, many years ago, a number of decades. Um I I started feeling I was really tired all the time. I was just like I literally couldn't keep my eyes open.
Hmm.
So I ended up going to an allergist because like I said, everybody in my family had allergies. So
Mm.
went to an allergist. And um nothing came up. The only thing there was one thing I think that came up. Dust, I think, was the only thing that came up in the skin tests.
Mm.
And the allergist said, "Okay, time for an elimination diet." Stop eating everything except these 3 things and do that for a week. And sure enough, it only took about 3 days. I started feeling fine.
Wow.
And then it was a matter of, okay, then you add one thing in,
Yeah. Yeah.
right, at a time.
Yeah.
And wheat, dairy from a cow. I can do goat. I can do sheep.
Mm.
Just cows can't eat the meat, can't have the milk.
Mm.
But it's amazing once I did that, once I was going through this whole elimination diet, how much weight I lost
Yeah.
without having to do anything.
Yeah. Yeah. Just simple changes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Because it wasn't just because of the amounts of food, the calories or anything. It was also because the allergy reaction
Yep.
on top of it
Yeah.
was making for a whole different uh, way that my body tried to protect itself.
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly right. So many, different people are, sensitive to different things. And so,
Hmm.
yeah, I think that's very, very important that, again, you're not taking
Yeah.
a cookie cutter approach, but finding out what it is that's bothering you or that really
Yeah.
works for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Um, and I know for me, and I'm not saying everybody else should be doing this, but we try and get as much organic
Yeah.
as we can, and that's sometimes not possible where people live, and
Yeah.
I totally get that. Um, and so, that's another reason to always read the ingredients and things like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, yeah. In fact, why this podcast is called Healthy Tips After 50. It's because
Mm.
since I had all the allergies, I've been spending, half my time reading health newsletters, health magazines, health everything.
Yeah.
Um, so I originally started this just to share that information. I was actually just it was me going on and giving a tip. You know, I found out about this. Oh, watch out for this.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then people started reaching out to me saying, "Oh, can this person be on your podcast?" Like, "Oh, okay, I can do that."
Yeah, absolutely.
3 years later.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So it's been interesting.
Yeah, for
So
sure.
now I'm just trying to expand, but that's okay. We don't have to talk about that here. Um, anyways, so okay, so I'm trying to think what in my reading um over the years, a lot of health experts, and I'll use the word loosely,
Hmm.
have talked about maybe not losing if you're really are on the obese side, um, not losing a lot of weight really quickly, that it's better to be kind of slow and steady. Is that correct? Or
Yeah, well, I think one of the reasons the troubles with losing weight too quickly is the means that you're doing to lose that weight so quickly aren't sustainable long term.
okay.
It's kind of like watching the show Survivor when you see, I don't know if you're familiar with that show, but you see people
Yeah.
losing, 30 pounds in a month, 40 pounds in a month, and it's, at that, and then you see them in the reunion show or whatever, and they've gained all the way back just because it's not sustainable. So I think that's the biggest reason is what you're doing to get there. If you can't live that way for the rest of your life, then what's the point in doing it now? Because you're just going to go back to, once you go back to resume your previous lifestyle, it is just going to come back on. So yeah, we try to aim for anywhere between 2.5 pounds per week, just consistent.
Mm-hmm.
And as we're doing that, not just restricting, the carbs and calories, our main focus is really trying to condition your metabolism to just work more efficiently. So many different diets and stuff out there are just so focused on restricting carbs, reducing calories, lots of exercise. But a lot of times that actually conditions your metabolism to hold on to fat and fear of starvation. So here you have, I mean, metabolism quite literally means burning fat at rest. So if we can actually condition your metabolism to work more efficiently, so even while you're relaxing, working, sleeping, your body's still using food as energy rather than storing as fat. That's why our clients have such long-term results, is because it's not just about all the restriction. Then once you stop the restriction, you gain all the weight back. We're focused on conditioning your body to burn fat more efficiently, so that even when you go on vacation in 3 months, your body's burning fat more efficiently, even when you're enjoying yourself and splurging a little bit. So that's the big focus for us, is the different strategies and techniques to really have your metabolism working for you rather than against
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. And the other part of that, I think, too, is, and I have found this myself over the years, is that um, the the good food make taste better.
Yeah.
You know, you have these yens when
Mm.
you're not eating correctly,
Yeah. Yeah,
right? For
totally.
yeah, for certain kinds of foods. Maybe you can explain how that kind of switches around.
Yeah. Well, I think a lot of times people are so used to having the mouthfeel of French fries from McDonald's, or, a real greasy cheeseburger or whatever, and they're just used to the taste and the texture or whatever. But then
Mhm,
once they start having less fried foods and more like whole, real natural foods, the right
mhm.
foods combined together, I hear it all the time. Like they know, like even just the thought of going through McDonald's drive-through or smelling it, it's like, oh my
Yeah.
God, I can't believe I used to eat like that. And it's just because they're getting all the right nutrients combined together in a way that they're really enjoying. So you can still have French fries, for example, but just like air fry them or bake them or whatever. So they're
Mhm,
not like
mhm.
just drenched in the wrong type of fat.
Yeah.
So yeah, when you actually switch to whole real foods and you're combining the right foods together, I think that's when the cravings kind of dissipate, and for both sugar and the wrong type of fat. And you just like start craving more natural foods, knowing that after your meal, you're going to feel actually energized rather than lethargic. So yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And you say, and at the end of it, you're not craving
yeah,
dessert,
exactly. Yeah, and that's
some ice
that's
cream.
right. Yeah, because your brain has all the right nutrients and chemicals, and it's firing, it's
Mhm.
feeling good rather
Yeah.
than wanting more of what you just ate.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. And it's habit, right?
yeah, yep.
You know, it's yeah. If it can get all that, and then your brain says, "Oh, okay, gee, actually I feel pretty good here. I think
Yep.
I don't need to go eat that ice cream."
Yeah, yep. That's right.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. Interesting. So I have one other question here, which is out of, again, I'll say it one last time. I'm getting sick of hearing myself say this. Um, where you are online, where where do you find people, or where do find people find you? I mean, I'll have all that information in the show notes anyways. People can, get
Yeah.
to your website and everything. But just kind of, are you a part of some other larger groups, or are you all, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Hey,
I'm not being very good about this.
yeah, I do a lot of guest podcasting like
Uh-huh.
this. So just
Okay.
really just trying to spread the good word of how
Mhm.
to combine the right foods at the right times, the right amounts, and
Yeah.
the right strategy to take in losing weight. And what I found is the more that you just go and spread the word and try to serve people, the less
Mm.
marketing you have to do.
Mm.
So a lot of it's people and friend referred to us, and a lot of
Okay.
it's just like writing articles or doing podcasts.
Uh-huh.
Um, Participating in Facebook groups, just offering value.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Because people, especially in the weight loss industry, people are so inundated with all the weight loss ads and messages. I mean, they're just everywhere. And when they see someone that just wants to deliver value with good, solid information, then also offer the support and guidance and accountability, I think they can
Uh-huh.
tell the difference between that and the people that just want your money to try
Yeah.
this new diet or shake or whatever.
Right.
So yeah, so that's really how we advertise or get our word out, is just
Uh-huh.
by delivering value to others, and we found that they come to us just
Yeah.
naturally.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And when you get people coming to you that way, um, they they also, I think, tend to have more success.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they come into it knowing that, all right, this is going to be a lifestyle change, and it's going to be all based on science and strategy, and most importantly, support. Someone's going to be there to support me and guide me and hold me accountable, rather than that
Mhm.
I'm going into this miserable diet that I'm going to try my best until Thursday when I give up, and then I'm going to start over on Monday, and like it's hard to make progress. But when you have like a proven system and it's tailored to you, and then someone's guiding you and
Uh-huh.
supporting you and holding you accountable, that's
Right, right.
anyone can get down to their goal weight with that kind of support.
Yeah, yeah. And someone who says at the beginning, okay, this is not overnight. If you're
Yeah.
not going to do the work,
Yeah.
if you're not going to follow it, we'll be there to help you,
Yeah.
but it's still on you.
Yeah, and you don't have to be perfect. Like I said, like this
Yeah.
isn't something that you can never like stray from the plan or anything. Like we're all human. We all want a piece of cake sometime at a birthday party, whatever. That's totally fine.
Oh yeah.
The key is
Yeah.
that you learn from your mistakes, get right back on track, and and just
Yeah.
get right back on track. Really, that's
Yeah.
the most
Yeah.
important thing. Rather than I'm just going to go off the rails for the rest of the weekend and start over on Monday, and then again, it's just hard to make
Yeah.
progress like
No.
that. But if you
Uh-huh.
have someone that's really learning from mistakes with you, putting the
Mhm.
past behind you and then just getting right back on track with the support and guidance, then
Mhm.
over the long run, you make amazing progress, even not being perfect.
Yeah. Well, none of us are perfect.
Yeah, yeah,
I mean, that's not fair to expect that from anybody.
yeah. That's right.
It's so that when you aren't perfect, you do it in small amounts.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One spoonful of ice cream isn't going to kill anybody.
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
And so just make sure it's good, healthy ice
yeah, that's right.
cream, which there's lots of out there,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah.
So, okay. Well, is there anything else you would like to say to kind of wrap up, and we'll finish
Yeah.
up here?
Yeah, I mean, I would just finish by saying, anyone that's feeling maybe discouraged or they've heard this before,
Mm-hmm.
or I don't know if I could actually do this. If you have the right plan and then it's tailored to you, and then you have someone that truly cares about you, guiding you and supporting you and holding you accountable to what you really want, there's
Mm-hmm.
absolutely no reason, no matter how many times that you failed in the past, or what obstacles or struggles or challenges are in your way, there's absolutely no reason why you can't get down to your goal weight and look and feel your very best when you have the right proven system, it's tailored to you, and then
Mm-hmm.
someone who's your teammate in this, supporting you and guiding you and holding you accountable. There's absolutely no reason why you can't
Yeah.
get down to your goal weight and look and feel your very best.
Yeah. Yeah. And you're never too old for it.
That's right. Never ever.
Yeah. I think that's
Yeah.
the other thing.
Yeah.
And you're never too overweight
Yeah.
to
No.
not be able to do this. You
Yeah.
can start at
Absolutely.
anywhere.
Yep. You can add so many more years to your life just by making a change now, and more
Oh
life
my
to your
God.
years.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. And hell, do it for your family.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. There's a lot of people relying on you.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Absolutely. So, okay. Well, with that, I will finish up with my usual, which is that this is not to be seen as medical advice, and neither of us are MDs. And if you are having any kind of a medical emergency, please get yourself to the emergency room and or go see your doctor, whatever is appropriate. And with that, I will do my usual, which is that I will be talking to everybody next week.